The following contest is your main event of the evening, and it is scheduled for the best 2 out of 3 falls.
Well, again, solo BC Steel as we get set for our main event of the evening.
Introducing first, being accompanied by members of the Culmination from Ogden Marsh, Iowa, weighing in at 178 pounds, the New Age Plague, Gory!
As we see Gory, the Culmination, and well, apparently Joe Dombrowski is sending the rest of the Culmination, Remy LeVay and the Cobra Brothers to the back, wanting a clean, decisive ending to this. One-on-one with Gory is going to be a heck of a match. We're going to get 2 out of 3 falls. The rules are very simple. 3 falls, the man that can win 2 of those.
All right, BC Steel, I'm ready.
Well, I was just explaining the 2 out of 3 falls match. The man that gets 2 falls wins.
Well, thank you for doing something productive.
Not a problem. I missed you out here.
I have some officials watching the Koger brothers, and Remy LeVay, I believe, is back there as well. We've got this situation neutralized, taken care of. I think I've wrangled up all the culmination that I can, and it's going to be one-on-one. Because, again, fair opportunity. I want to see somebody make the most of an opportunity. I don't want to see gang warfare. I don't want to see 4-on-1, 3-on-1, 2-on-1. And Gory's going to have to get used to that. He may have recruited or brainwashed, or whatever you want to call it, this group of his to have this absolute power here in PCW, but it's not going to work because guys like Jason Kincaid or Nate Wings or certainly Andrew Palace are going to let their voices be heard loud and proud.
And Joe, I got to tell you, you're lucky. Though I saw Gory getting ready to drop you.
Oh! If Gory dropped me, he would be sued, he'd be fired, and he wouldn't get paid. That's not going to happen. And hey, I know my bounds. I'm not going to step up and try to intimidate anybody. I'm not going to make any bones about it. Oh, it's Gory hits the steel again. Any one of these guys, Gory, the Culmination, they could beat the hell out of me if they wanted to. But I have enough legal counsel and litigation to hopefully keep them off of me. But what I can wield is the mighty pen. What I can wield is the pencil, the power, the authority to tell them, hey, if you're going to do what you want to do here as, oh man, Palace, what an awkward landing. To finish my point, if you're going to do what you're trying to do, there's going to be consequences. But right now, consequences on Palace. I give credit to Palace. This wasn't his fight at the beginning of the show. This wasn't a battle Andrew Palace had been prepared for. But man, he certainly did come prepared to fight. When he came out with that chair to take out all the Culmination, all by himself, it was a tough challenge, but man, Nate Wings might be able to thank Palace with his career after that.
Well, definitely, and I think Nate Wings found out exactly what happens when you mess with the Culmination. We saw that mist earlier into the eyes of Nate Wings. And we almost saw the broken hand there of Gory. I don't think we have an answer, or excuse me, an update on Nate Wings at this point, but hopefully he's got at least one eye left. Maybe not.
But Gory into the cover here. Only a count of one. As you mentioned, 2 out of 3 falls. So hopefully we're going to have no flukes. We're going to have no falderall, no unclear results here. I want, if Gory is as good enough as he says he is, he should be able to win this without help. If Palace is good enough to beat him, then Palace deserves some of that spotlight. Oh, Gory used his body as a projectile. It's a staple of Gory's offense, and he's always so dangerous.
I just want to let you know that if anything were to go down, I would be more than happy to take over some of your duties and your role. With a substantial pay raise, of course, that's only fair. But
thought for a second you were going to offer to help me. Boy, was I crazy.
I would absolutely help you, but unfortunately, one of us actually needs to do commentary for this DVD release.
Well, I'm doing my best, but it's, again, the format has been ripped up. We're kind of making some decisions on the fly here tonight. And I'm happy with all the decisions we've made. I think we've had a hell of a broadcast.
Yeah, I'm doing a good job. Good point. Speaking of doing a pretty good job, does the culmination have something with sight? We saw the mist to the eye, and we saw Gory just run those boots across Palace's eye. It's almost, we've seen into the eyes of Gory, and there's something not right there. I think we could both agree on that he's a little bit different with how he sees the world and also how he picks his compadres, if you will.
I'd agree with that. I think when it comes to Gory and company, it's about systematic dissection, and certainly they know the eyes are a weak point no matter who you are. And maybe they'd like to change the vision of PCW and everyone in it. Maybe they'd like to completely warp the vision of this company into something perhaps blood red, or perhaps erase that vision entirely. Palace creates some distance, breaks the grip, but Gory, the carnivorous Gory, gnaws into Palace's scalp.
You got to get through a lot of hair to bite into that scalp. And Gory, quick, lightning fast offense. You said it uses his body as a projectile. Certainly not afraid to use ropes or fists or fingernails or anything he can to his advantage as well.
Oh, springboard connected.
I got a question. Well,
what? One fall? No.
I got to question the sanity of Andrew Palace. We saw what happened to Kincaid. He saw what happened to Nate Wings. I mean, what are you thinking if you're Andrew Palace?
If you're Andrew Palace, I think you're thinking only one thing, straightforward in your face. Palace likes to party. Palace likes to have a good time, but that's not what this is about here tonight. That's not the energy that he brings. Palace watched a longtime friend of his in Remy LeVay, in Palace's opinion, throw a lot away to join with Gory. A lot of friends, a lot of momentum, a lot of perhaps credibility in the eyes of some. Palace wants to right that wrong. Palace wants to free Remy LeVay from perhaps the mental shackles of Gory and the culmination. But I don't think Remy LeVay's ready to leave.
Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. Lost his
friend. What does Gory have? Gory had some kind of weapon in the official. That looks to be some kind of... I think it was one of those syringes that Gory has on one of his masks. Gory just tried to use, and now arguing with the official. That is way over the line. That's what this culmination brings to this company. That's not what this is about. Gory is just like a damn animal reaching for that weapon again. Good grief.
Well, like I said, Gory sees things vastly differently than most people. And that's... Well, wait a minute.
Wait a second. Now, how did Remy get back out? What the hell? Remy LeVay just threw Palace's momentum off before he won the first fall.
The first fall, Gory!
Palace is protesting, but again, the official's decision is final, and I don't think the official realized what happened in time. Gory pretty proud of himself.
Well, I think Palace, the referee, certainly confused by the appearance there. So now we've got Palace down.
And Remy just, in the back of your screen, Remy literally crawling on all fours away, almost reminiscent of the Manson trials back in the day. Just whether that was submissive support to Gory or trying to sneak away without the official noticing. Here comes the hernia driver. Palace could even this up.
And you know when you're down...
Oh, so blatantly to the face, the red mist. And that'll do it for the second fall.
Well, Joe, I'll tell you, that may be it for the second fall.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gory has been disqualified. The winner of the second fall as a result of the disqualification, Andrew Palace.
And you notice the official tried to rinse Palace's eyes out with water like we had just seen with Nate Wings, but Gory took the water bottle and threw it across the building.
And while that may have been a slightly miscalculated move by Gory, I don't think so. I think that was calculated, that was planned.
Palace can't see. Oh, I think it was planned absolutely.
And a slight of losing the second fall and being tied up, he's now fighting a blind man. And what did I tell you earlier? That it's almost like the desire to blind, to take that sight and to change the sight of what we're seeing right now. And isn't it great? I mean, this gives
Isn't great? Palace is a blind man. He can't defend himself. It's at the mercy of Gory, and we have a whole other fall to get to here.
Well, it gives Palace a chance to develop his other senses. We could have the Helen Keller of PCW.
Oh, come on.
Right now as Andrew Palace.
That's an asinine thing to say. Oh! Palace out of the way in the nick of time. Still has trouble detecting Gory, but when Gory's stationary, Palace can find you. Neckbreaker, elevated style, and can Palace shake some cobwebs, and can Palace get some water into those eyes? Can he get something going here?
You know, and from whatever, the best way to describe that mist, without taking the pain factor into it.
Palace got some water.
Well, that's going to make this a little bit more evened up, but when you're asleep and you open your eyes and it's that darkness and your eyes can't adjust, your mind can't adjust to what's going on around you. That's what it's like to have that mist.
Oh!
I was going to say added in with the pain, but speaking of pain, that's where Gory's at right now.
Palace can see clearly now. Gory is prone, twisting neckbreaker. Palace wins the third fall. And keep in mind, Palace, hey, that disqualification decision is just as good as anything. Palace gets a pinfall here. He wins this match.
Certainly not the way Gory had planned. Obviously, Gory had some contingency plans in place, but at this point, we're all even up. We've only got one fall to go.
Palace trying to elevate Gory again. Gory slipped his foot there behind the leg of Palace to block whatever elevation Palace was attempting. And Gory back to the eyes, knows they're sensitive, knows they're prone, but check out Palace. Both men jockeying for position, but Gory caught Palace with a jawbreaker on the way down.
You can only wonder what he's eyeing up here.
QAS! Palace spiked in the back of his head.
And Joe, I think that's going to be about it. Let's get Nick Lendl ready to ring the bell and award it to Gory.
Oh, Palace is lifeless. Lifeless has it now. And Gory is shocked. Gory can't believe it. Gory thought that would be it. And again, protesting to the official, but there's nothing he can do.
Well, the QAS is normally one of Gory's go-tos to put guys away. And this is a mistake by Gory. This is only going to give Palace more time to recover, more time to regain his composure.
Oh, wait. Oh, Palace. Oh, I think Palace was still partially blinded. Gory was out of the way. Palace still saw a body. And now here come the vultures. There's no authority out there. And the Cogers pounce. And Remy LeVay's back out here. They must have overpowered the officials in the back.
Well, this is going to be bad news for Palace, and we could see...
It is bad news.
Well, it's going to get a lot worse, I'm telling you. And we're going to see, I think, exact same thing that we saw Jason Kincaid suffer as well.
Yeah, it's an elevated double stomp. Gory is measuring Andrew Palace. Hey, there's Nate Wings! Gory gets dropped. Puss buddy. Nate Wings wants another piece of Remy. Here we go, and the chase is on. Nate Wings has distracted the culmination. And they are pursuing Nate Wings all the way out the back door. And we're back to one-on-one.
Well, I'll tell you, Nate Wings might be running for a long time with that culmination chasing after him. But right now, we have one member of that culmination, Gory, taking on Palace right now. And I think it's even at this point.
Well, we'll see. Both Gory and Palace are the worst for wear. Gory looking to bite Palace once more.
We still have our official down.
Oh, Gory was attempting that Soul Eater, that submission move. We saw him beat Brian Bowers with that earlier this summer. But Palace countered it. Saw him beat Raya with that as well. Gory has beaten many with the Soul Eater. Palace will not beat one, at least not at this moment.
And both of these men giving everything they have. But, our official is still down.
Oh, that's retribution from earlier.
And that's the kind of guy you get with Andrew Palace.
No,
right
Gory kicked Palace between the legs through the curtain earlier. That's called retribution. And that's called the hernia driver. We need an official. Gory's pinned. Here comes McCoy. Palace defeats Gory.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the third and final fall, and as a result, your winner of this 2 out of 3 falls contest, Andrew Palace!
Andrew Palace has arrived here at PCW, inarguably the biggest win of his career. Colin.
Well, that was the ending of the kick to the Gory Twins, I guess, and that sets up for the hernia driver. One referee down, Joe McCoy slides on in and counts to 3, and that gave Palace victory. And I think that's only going to anger Gory more than anything else. But I'll give it to Andrew Palace. He fought them all off. Give the assist to Nate Wings on that as well.
The assist to Nate Wings. What about the Cobras and Remy LeVay? What about that debacle?
I don't want to say too many things toward them. They could be within earshot. We don't know where they're at right now. They're obviously chasing Nate Wings at this point.
What is this?
I don't think this is over, that's for sure.
Andrew Palace,
Gory has stolen our microphone at ringside.
no choice. He's coming.
What did Gory just say?
He's coming, but
Who's he?
you're asking me. When it comes to Gory, I cannot answer.
Who is Gory referring to? I don't think any of us are really sure.
You must destroy the seed of evil, or it will grow to your ruin. See, for the last 3 years, I have sat back and watched my seed of evil take up the fight for our cause. For 3 years, I have been waiting for our rapture, waiting to join the prodigal son. Premier Championship Wrestling, December 4th, 2016. We are going to make you kneel at the altar of my burning church. The clock is ticking. The dead is rising. The rapture is near. Crimson like the mask.
Oh my God! Gory has called upon his spiritual father, his mentor in evil. The Dead Wrestling Society is what originally turned Gory from a mild-mannered kid into the dark, macabre, bloodthirsty beast he's become. And now, Crimson, the embodiment of evil, is coming back to Cleveland and coming to back up Gory and Gory's culmination in PCW.